Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Worshipful Wednesday. You know what I'm going to tell you. It's the day in which I lift up my hands and I tell the Lord I'm going to be at the peak of my praise. I'm going to glorify you in all that you do in and through my life and the lives of those around us. I want to take a moment of personal privilege to say happy birthday to my niece Tanae. May the Lord continue to bless and keep you. Thank you for being the wonderful light you are to all of us. Today, I invite you to look with me into God's Word out of John's Gospel, the 13th chapter, verses 1 through 17. This is the story where Jesus washes the disciples' feet. This is really a message about humility and of service. It is in John's Gospel that we find in chapter 13, verses 1 through 17. We witness the most profound moments of Jesus' ministry, that is washing his disciples' feet. As the Passover celebration unfolds, Jesus knows the time is coming for his ultimate sacrifice. Yet instead of taking center stage as the esteemed teacher or leader, he chooses to humble himself and perform an act of servants as being the one who will be the servant leadership that astounds all of his disciples. Can you picture this? Jesus, the Son of God, kneeling before his disciples, washing their feet. This task is reserved for the lowest servant. It reveals to us the heart of Christ's mission. Jesus redefines greatness through his radical humility and love in the world that often values power and prestige. Jesus says this. He gives us this example. And he says, I have given you an example to follow in verse 15. His actions encourages us to embrace service as the hallmark of our faith. We're invited to examine our hearts as we reflect on this passage. Are you willing to serve those around us, especially when it may require us to lower ourselves and step out of our comfort zones? Christ exemplifies this challenge to all of us as he embodies an attitude of humility and selflessness. Moreover, Jesus highlights the importance of being cleansed by him, stating that we cannot belong to him in verse 8. This speaks to our initial relationship with Christ and our daily need for his cleansing grace. Just as he physically washed his disciples' feet, he spiritually purifies us, inviting us to live in a manner that reflects his love and his grace. As we move through our day, we have to consider some practical ways in which we can serve God and we can demonstrate his love in action. It might be through a kind word. Always say something to encourage somebody. Remind them how good they look. Remind them that God is still holding them. Let's give somebody a helping hand. We have to learn to reach out to touch people who are in need, those who are quote unquote down on their luck, and let them know that we're reaching out with hands of love and compassion and a strong arm to lift them up. Or let's just actively listen to someone in need. Too oftentimes when people are speaking to us, we think about the next words we're going to say that we don't even hear clearly what they have said. Remember, true greatness isn't found in positions or accolades. It is love. When we extend through our humble service, allow Christ to be an example to inspire us, knowing that it is in serving that we reflect the heart of God. Jesus took the lowest place. He served his disciples. Maybe you and I should get off our high horse and go to the place where we can be of service as opposed to being served. May these words find itself in the ear of every politician as opposed to one who's a public servant. God bless you. Heaven smile upon you. Take the Lord with you everywhere you go, and we'll look forward to seeing you again on tomorrow.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.